Good evening and welcome to the Prince George's County Promise Scholarship Showcase, an information session talking to new and prospective students about getting started at Prince George's Community College and learning more about the Prince George's County Promise Scholarship. My name is Kim Johnson. I am the manager of special scholarships and I'm one of your hosts this evening.
And I'm Elliot Cruz. I'm actually your other host for the evening. I'm one of the program coordinators for the program.
So also joining us are Gabrielle Hall, a Prince George's Community College alumna and a Prince George's County Promise Scholarship alumna, and current Prince George's County Promise Scholarship students, Emily Venegas and Chloe Ann Carnegie. You'll get to hear from them momentarily.
All right. Well, thanks, Kim. Let's see who's on the live stream today. If you can all post in the chat and tell us where you're from or what high school you're representing, we'll put your message on the screen and we'll try to read out the responses out. But while we wait for the responses to come in, let's hear from Emily, Gabrielle, Chloe Ann. Ladies, can you share what high school you graduated from or what you're majoring in and what you majored at PGCC? I'll start with Emily.
Hi, my name's Emily. I went to Parkdale High and I'm majoring in computer science.
Gabrielle.
Hi, everyone. My name is Gabrielle. I graduated from Bowie High School, and I currently attend Morgan State University, majoring in marketing and entrepreneurship.
And Chloe Ann.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chloe Ann Carnegie. I graduated from Gwen Park High School, and I'm majoring in business administration.
Awesome. Thank you. So it looks like we have Sterling from College Park Academy. Thank you for joining us today. We have Lawrence from Dr. Henry Wise Junior High School. We also have Alicia from International High School at Largo. Looks like we have CC Joy from Largo High School representing. We also have Amira from Wise High School, Phantom X. I don't know who you are, but you're from Bowie High School. We also have a few people from, Wise Junior High School as well, Oxon Hill. We have Duval High, as well as Flowers representing High Point as well. Thank you all for joining us again tonight. We appreciate your visit.
All right, awesome. I see some Central, some Flowers as well. Thank y'all so much for joining us. We appreciate everyone from taking time out of your day to learn more about this scholarship. So this evening, we're going to go into detail about the Prince George's County Promise Scholarship, how to apply for the scholarship, and learn about a special summer bridge opportunity that we'll tell you about in a little bit. But first, let's hear from the Wright brothers, two Prince George's Community College and Prince George's County Promise Scholarship alumni. So in this short video clip, you will hear more about their story and what drives them.
Receiving the Promise Scholarship really holds a lot of merit in my brother and I's heart.
We knew that whatever we could do to provide and model what Prince George Community College has cultivated for us, we could go out and strive and provide for our community.
Well, my brother and I, obviously being college students, we knew that during the spring semester was when a lot of students needed the most financial help. And we're just so ecstatic to be able to give back to our community and to help those who we've traveled the journey with as well. Your path,
Your passion,
your PGCC.
Awesome. The Wright brothers are amazing. So there are many more Prince George's Community College and Prince George's County Promise Scholarship alum who are doing amazing and great things in the community and throughout the United States. So we can't wait to hear your success stories after you graduate from Prince George's Community College. Okay, let's transition into learning more about the Prince George's County Promise Scholarship. Are y'all ready? Let's get started. So we're going to bring up our slides. Okay, there we go. And thank y'all for continuing to put your shout outs in the chat from what high school that you're coming from. I see some Surrattsville and High Point High, and then a non-public high school from Prince George's County. So that is awesome. Keep repping in the chat. So let's hop in to learn more about the Prince George's County Promise Scholarship. So again, my name is Kim Johnson. I am the manager of special scholarships here at Prince George's Community College, and one of the people that work directly with the Prince George's County Promise Scholarship. And this evening, we're going to discuss the Promise Scholarship in detail. Y'all are going to learn the nitty-gritty about this scholarship. You're going to hear from current students and graduates. You're going to learn about a unique summer opportunity. And we're also going to provide an opportunity for you to ask questions regarding the scholarship, and you're going to get your questions answered in real time. So you're going to be able to ask us questions, ask the students and Gabrielle questions. So start putting them in the chat when you have them. So the Prince George's County Promise Scholarship started accepting its first cohort of students in August 2017. And now we are on our 8th cohort, and we are on our 7th cohort, excuse me, and we are up to nearly 800 students in this scholarship. The scholarship is a county-supported scholarship, and that's why it is only for Prince George's County residents. So you must be a Prince George's County resident in order to qualify for this scholarship. In addition, you must be a recent graduate from a Prince George's County high school. And that high school can be a public school, a private school, or a homeschool. As long as it's located in Prince George's County, you qualify. For the fall 2024 semester, we are accepting students who graduated in 2023 and 2024. Okay, and then our last requirement is that you must be a first-time college student. So Prince George's Community College must be your first choice. You can't have gone somewhere else first after high school graduation and then come to Prince George's Community College. We have to be your first choice, okay? So county resident, a recent high school graduate, and a first-time college student.
All right, so I'll go ahead and take it from here. So for those who are interested in the Prince George's County Promise Scholarship, there are actually 2 tracks that belong in this program specifically. As you can see, there's one track for specific continuing education certificate licensure programs and those who are seeking associate's degrees. Now, for those who are interested in the continuing education certificate licensure programs, you must be seeking an industry certification or licensure in a specific short-term workforce training program, and you must meet the eligibility requirements for those certificate or license programs in order to be part of the Promise Scholarship. Now, with the scholarship specifically, we have 24 programs that fall underneath the certificate and licensure, or what is considered the workforce development and continuing education side of our Promise Scholarship. You can join, either be part of automotive technologies, welding, help desk technologies, dental assisting. If you're that, or one of those programs are of your interest, you most likely fall under this side of the Promise Scholarship program. For those who are interested, on our website for the Promise Scholarship at PGCC.edu, we actually have a specific application just for you. When you see it, it's in the middle of the web page. You actually just click there and apply and submit your information. Once you get your information, we will follow up and actually send you more communications on how to actually continue on with applying for that program specifically. Now, with the continuing education, how much is the scholarship worth? So with the scholarship, the amount is technically a last dollar amount, and it's very different for every student. The reason why we say that is because we see other grants and scholarships are applied first, and then Promise covers the remaining of your balance. For those who are in continuing education, the scholarship also covers books and supplies, as well as anything that you may need for that program, and it's also available in the college bookstore as well.
Thank you, Elio. Okay, so Elio just covered the certificate and licensure portion of the Prince George's County Promise Scholarship. So that's in our continuing education department. And now I'm going to talk to you about the associate degree seeker requirements for the Prince George's County Promise Scholarship. So for associate degree seekers, it's open to all majors. You can major in any associate degree program that we have here at the college, whether it's a transfer program or a career track program, culinary, business, accounting, computer science, what have you. All of it qualifies for the Prince George's County Promise Scholarship. You have to complete the FAFSA or the MISFA. In a little bit, we're going to show you a quick video about the FAFSA and MISFA, but the FAFSA stands for the Free Application for federal student aid or the Maryland state financial aid application. That is a requirement for associate degree seekers. There are no placement tests, SAT score, or GPA requirements for this scholarship. Let me say it again. There are no placement tests, SAT score, ACT score, or GPA requirements for this scholarship. Okay, so for the application, starting this school year, y'all are special, starting this upcoming school year for fall 2024 applicants, you apply for the Prince George's Promise Scholarship directly on the college application. So there is no separate application if you are an associate degree seeker. You apply for the scholarship directly on the college application. So make sure that you complete that section when you're completing the college application. If you've already completed the college application and did not complete the Promise Scholarship section, have no fear. We have your information, but you can always email us at scholarships@pgcc.edu as well, just to alert us to that. But just again, for associate degree seekers, you can apply directly on the college application for the Prince George's County Promise Scholarship. So a question that we always get, and it's similar to the certificate and licensure program, but a question that we always get is, how much is this scholarship worth? And it's unique. There's no set amount. It's different for every student because it is a last dollar scholarship. That means that we take into account all other grants and scholarships first before the Prince George's County Promise Scholarship comes on and covers the remaining balance. So some students, depending on how many credits they're taking, if they're taking 13 credits and did not receive a Pell Grant, will pay for the full 13 credits. If they receive the partial Pell Grant, then the Pell Grant applies first, and the Promise Scholarship comes on and applies for the remaining half of that balance. Students whose entire balance is covered by other grants and scholarships will receive up to $500 each semester for books and supplies. So that's also a benefit. So students who have a full Pell Grant and won't benefit from the Promise Scholarship covering their tuition and fees will also receive that $500 each semester for book and supplies from our college bookstore. So why should you apply for the Prince George's County Promise Scholarship? I mean, aside from working with people like us, Elio, but you are able to join a cohort of like-minded students. You get to attend special scholarship programming. We just had a wonderful scholarship sessions last week that talks about transfer advising and the transfer process. There are a variety of leadership opportunities. You also get access to support services and dedicated scholarship staff that ensure your success. We are invested in your success. We want to see you succeed and graduate and keep going. And also you get to earn your associate's degree or your certificate or license without paying for tuition and fees. So more money in your pocket, right? And honestly, it's the simplest scholarship application that you'll ever experience in your life. So the continuing education application is very simple. We're just collecting some basic information. And now for associate degree seekers, you're applying directly on the college application. So it's short and sweet. Okay, so why not apply? So these are just some pictures. I'm not sure how our picture got turned around, but these are just some pictures of some of the Promise program that we have. So we do outings. So the middle picture is from when we took a group of graduating students to Busboys and Poets. We went to an escape room before that and then did Busboys and Poets afterwards. We often have sessions. So in the left-hand corner, that's actually a former Promise student leading a session. She's graduated and is now a social worker. So she came back and is leading a session on healthy relationships. But it's really often a time for just to allow students to mix and mingle, get to know each other, build those close bonds with each other that, last a lifetime. So I do want to go over some important dates. So let's talk about dates and time frame, right? So March 1st, which is Friday, your priority deadline is priority does not mean a cutoff, but it's your priority deadline. So we are asking, if possible, submit your FAFSA or your MISFA application. That's for associate degree seekers only. apply to Prince George's Community College. For those continuing education seekers, make sure you submit that separate Promise application, and then submit your unofficial transcripts to the college. So that's March 1st. If you don't submit by March 1st, it's not the end of the world. You will still be able to submit after that. So don't freak out. That's just our priority deadline. So submit your FAFSA MISFA for associate degree seekers only. Apply to the college. For those continuing education seekers, make sure you do that separate Promise application, and then submit your unofficial transcripts. And then by July 1st, we're asking you to submit all of your outstanding financial aid documents for associate degree seekers. So there may be documents that our financial aid needs before your financial aid can be processed and before your scholarship can be awarded. So it's very important that you pay attention to your financial aid information that they're requesting and get that in a timely fashion, or come to see them on campus if you have questions about submitting those documents. We also need you to submit your final official high school transcript. So final official means in a sealed envelope or submitted through a secure system that comes directly to our records and registration office. If it's opened, it is not a final official high school transcript. So make sure if your school gives you a final official high school transcript in a sealed envelope, don't open it, just bring it directly to the college and they will accept it as your final official transcript. Also, take any placement tests if you need to, and then meet with an advisor and then register for courses, okay? So in a second, we are going to play a quick video about the financial aid, just so you can learn more about the FAFSA and MISFA and our process here at the college.
There is money available if students just take the time to do the application process. Students have to initiate the process by using the free application for federal student aid. And I'm sure your listeners will be familiar with the FAFSA. And so the FAFSA is the application that starts the process for students. Students that are not eligible to use the FAFSA, so that we're talking about our DACA, our Dreamer students, potentially they can use in Maryland what's called the Maryland State Financial Aid application. So again, all students have access to an application to start the process. But generally, the free application for federal student aid, the FAFSA, is going to start that process. And when the student completes that process, they will use their information, their parents' information, and if their parents are not in their process, they will need to have conversation with a financial aid officer so that they can get through the application process.
Awesome. Okay, so that's just a little snippet from our financial aid director, but there's a whole team of financial aid staff that are here to assist you in applying for the FAFSA or the MISFA. If you have questions, you can always come in. They have a computer lab in their office where you can come in with your parent and they can help you through applying for the FAFSA or MISFA. Okay, so that was a lot of information that we just shared with you about the Prince George's County Promise Scholarship. We're going to take a break and take some questions. So start putting your questions in the chat. I already see some. But while we wait for questions, let's hear more about Gabrielle's journey at PGCC and experience with the Prince George's County Promise Scholarship. Gabrielle?
Hi, everyone. As I mentioned before, I currently go to Morgan State University. I graduated from PGCC in 2021 with my general studies major. I currently major in marketing and entrepreneurship. Honestly, my experience with the Promise Scholarship was amazing. For me, my family had financial hardship, so it was one year, I think it was like my senior year, and I went to this meeting, just to see what opportunities that PGCC had to offer. And I'm glad I went, because when I went, I found out that, of course, they offer the full ride to students that go to a high school in Prince George's County. And so that was really great for me because, our main concern was that we were worried that we wouldn't have money, after high school to go to a 4-year. And so it allowed me to go to college for 2 years, get that associate's degree on a full ride. And not only do they cover the degree, but they also cover your books, right? So all the supplies that you need for your classes are all covered with the scholarship. And that even helped me, come into Morgan, because I kind of thought ahead and I was like, I know since we're experiencing financial issues, let me see if I can get, even some of my supplies to just, help me even in my first year at Morgan. So I say all that to say, you guys don't want to miss out on this opportunity. They're paying for you to go to college for free. And if college is very expensive. So, don't rush the process. I'm grateful that I spent those 2 years there instead of going to a 4 year, because, it allowed me to kind of focus on my studies. And at that time, it was also COVID. So, for me, it was like, it didn't even matter if I went to a 4 year anyways, because it wasn't like, I was going to be doing the partying that everybody looks forward to and all of that. I was really able to just get my education and then move on to the next step. So.
Thank you, Gabrielle. I really appreciate it. Thank you for sharing your experience with the Prince George's County Promise Scholarship. All right, I see some questions. Elio, you want to take the first one?
Sure. It says from Lawrence, do you still need to use MD caps? So with a PG Promise Scholarship, you do not use MD caps for our application process. So as we mentioned earlier, for those who are associate degree seekers, when you apply to the college, there should be a checkbox that says you're interested in Promise. You check that box. If you are for the continuing education, the licensure certificate seekers, there's a separate application, but it's on our website. So no, you do not use MD caps. This is actually one of our scholarships that we have here housed internally at PGCC. So your process will work through us. So the next question is, can we do 2 years at a community college and then switch to a 4-year? Yes. Typically, students who actually come to PGCC do 2 years, earn their associate's degree, and then within those 2 years, then switch off to go to other schools in the county, in the state, or somewhere else in the United States. Typically, they earn their associate's degree, and then they transfer over, and then they finish off their 2 years at that 4-year university and earn their bachelor's. Yes, you actually are. Part of our scholarship program, we do have a lot of students who are actually part of the nursing program. The question was, can you do 1 or 2 year nursing program at our school? Yes, students are actually in our nursing program who are actually a part of our Promise Scholarship. And yes, we do cover their tuition. We see a comment about FAFSA not currently working. Yes, unfortunately, we do understand that FAFSA is not currently working. Hopefully, they'll get together and fix those issues that they have. But please continue to apply to FAFSA regardless, because you're doing your part at the moment. They will do their part eventually. So at the moment, it is only available to those who are seeking associate degrees or continuing education, so certificate or licensure programs only here at PGCC. Bachelor degrees, I'm assuming, will most likely be at a 4-year university. You will have to reach out to that 4-year university if they have similar programs like ours or any other specific scholarships that they may have specifically. So there's a question on how must we do the active placement before we can get the scholarship. As Ms. Kim mentioned, you do not have to take the placement tests. And how do I complete my FAFSA? Ms. Kim, do you want to take this one?
That one. How do you complete your FAFSA? That's an excellent question. So we'll put the link in the chat, but you want to go to the actual federal website for the free application for federal student aid. To complete your FAFSA. So it's a free application. You don't want to go to any of those spam sites that are asking you to pay. There is a free application that you complete. If you need assistance, you can always come to our student financial aid office at the Largo campus, and they can assist you with completing that application. All right, Phantom X, I applied to PGCC last year in November, and the application wasn't embedded in the application. The Promise application was embedded in the college application. How can I apply for the scholarship? Great question, Phantom X. So we probably already have your information, but you can you can just go ahead and email us at scholarships@pgcc.edu. We're going to have our contact information at the end, but you can email us. Make sure you include your name and your PGCC student ID number, and we can check and see. If not, we'll send you some information that we need. All right, so Isabella asks, where would we submit our unofficial transcripts? Great question. So you submit them directly to our records and registrations office. You can email them to registrar@pgcc.edu or walk them into our Largo campus. They're located in Bladen Hall on the first floor. So DT Menace, is there a parent form for FAFSA, and do we have to submit 2 separate FAFSA forms? So there is one FAFSA form that you submit. Your parents do have to register an account for themselves to submit their information, but there is one form that they submit under your information that's tied to your account. So it's not 2 separate. You want to take that one, Elia?
How do I find PGCC on the Common App? Well, with PGCC, we actually have our own application, and it's actually easy. It doesn't cost a thing. You just apply. And one of the great things about it is that, again, Promise Scholarship is actually embedded into the college application. So it makes it a lot easier to also apply for our scholarship program. Just make sure you don't click a lot of boxes and then overlook that box, because sometimes that might be an issue. So just take your time as you're filling the application. You will see the checkbox that you need to check for our Promise Scholarship.
Y'all are asking some great questions.
Yes.
So, okay, Ken, I'm a dual enrollment student. How would this process work for me? So as a dual enrollment student, you're going to reapply to the college. So you'll reapply to the college, submit a new application, choose that major, that the program of study that you're interested in, and fill out that promise section. So it works the same way. You'll just reapply to the college.
So I'm going to answer this one. So the question from Sterling, is there an income requirement? Surprisingly, it's all based off your FAFSA. We have students of all different income brackets, but it's all based off your FAFSA. The reason why we say that is because technically the Promise Scholarship is a last minute dollar award scholarship. So it actually it works in conjunction with your FAFSA. So whatever financial aid awards you, that's how we'll find a way to support you in any way possible. So if those who have loans, most likely will get their tuition covered by our Promise Scholarship. If you receive the federal Pell Grant, we still find ways to assist you as well with being part of our program as well.
Yeah, that's a good question, Sterling. A lot of students and parents have that question about an income requirement. So the Prince George's County Promise Scholarship does not have an income requirement, but the Maryland Community College Promise Scholarship does. We're 2 separate Promise Scholarships. And a lot of times parents are like, I'm not filling out the FAFSA because I know I'm not going to get, my student's not going to get any money. But that's not the case for the Prince George's County Promise Scholarship. Everyone should fill out the FAFSA or the MISFA, regardless of if you think you're going to just be offered loans or not. Everyone should fill it out because the Prince George's County Promise Scholarship will come in and assist regardless. All right, so Gabby, so can I get a bachelor's degree in public relations if I go to community colleges into a state university, for example, Towson? By all means, of course you can. So you would find a major that is related to public relations here at the community college, and you would start with that, making sure that it's a transfer degree program. An advisor can assist you with all of that information. And then we have transfer advisors here, as well as we have a lot of partner transfer advisors that come in from our 4-year schools that talk to students about and preparing them for that transfer process to ensure that they're, taking the right courses. They know what major that they're transferring into at their transfer institution. So yes, you can definitely come here to the community college, get your associate's degree, and then transfer on into public relations. Go ahead, Elio.
All right. So can you start an associate's degree and then in your second year change to a continuing education certificate such as CNA or automotive technology? So that's a very complex question. And the only reason why we say it's complex because it depends on you and it depends on where you are with the program. We would actually require you, if you start as an associate's degree, to continue with your associate's degree, so degree seeking program, so that you can actually earn your associate's degree. Here's the thing. Typically, the program only covers between the 2 to 3 years max. And if you start off on one side, that means you'll probably have to restart again. But your eligibility will play a factor into it, and you may not be able to complete a program before you will probably pay out of pocket. So our goal is to make sure that you make that right decision. We can help you make that right decision, and then you choose that program and you stick with that program until you complete the programs itself. Okay, should I transition to the other side? All right, so great questions, everyone. We're going to jump to talking a little bit more about the summer opportunity that Ms. Kim mentioned earlier in her talk about the Promise Scholarship. So we can actually get the slide deck. Perfect. So for those who are interested in actually being part of our Promise Scholarship program, we have a summer opportunity called the Rise Summerbridge program. This was actually a program that initiated in 2023, and we're bringing it back again for 2024. Those who are interested in being part of our program or have the opportunity to be joining us for 5 weeks in the summer, it starts in July and it runs through August. Students who are part of our program are introduced to a lot of the resources that we have at the college. One of the resources is actually taking college courses. Students can actually earn 4 college credits. And again, as we want to make sure people understand is you have to be a Promise Scholarship applicant. So if you apply to Promise Scholarship, you may be eligible to take our Rise Summer program. Now, as I mentioned before, it encompasses a lot of different things in the summer. We try to make sure that this is a transition program for you, right? We want to make sure you transition easier from high school to college. So part of that, the curriculum includes like enrichment activities. You get to meet all the different types of college staff members. You get to meet us. You get to build that bond with us as well as other college staff that you will have some pertinent interactions with at some point in your college career. You get to build bonds with other classmates, and then you get to learn about the campus before actually introducing yourself here into the fall. And then, of course, as I mentioned before, we do have a lot of resources. A lot of those are support programs. I know some of the students will mention those programs later on in their conversation with you all. But those support programs is a great way to make sure that you receive any type of support, whether it's tutoring, advising, and making sure that you're prepared and have that support as you go through your experience here at PGCC for the next, hopefully, 2 years. Now, again, this summer, we're taking 125 students. It's actually up from last year. We took about 50 students last year. We're now taking 125. Once you submit your application to the PGCC and click yes for the Promise Scholarship, we will send you an email to invite you to apply to our Rise Summer program. And then you must submit all the requirements for this Promise Scholarship in order to be qualified for our program.
Awesome. So this is our contact information. You can reach us at scholarships@pgcc.edu. You can also give us a call, 301-546-7588. And that QR code takes you to our Prince George's County Promise Scholarship link tree, where you'll be able to have a link to this playback once we're done. It also takes you to the continuing education Promise Scholarship application, to the community college application, to the FAFSA application, as well as to the Maryland State Financial Aid frequently asked questions, so you can learn more about that and how to apply. So go ahead and screenshot that link tree to learn more about it and to access some of the different links that we've talked about. But feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions about the scholarship, or want to know more, or if you applied back in October or November and did not see the Promise Scholarship on the college application. Okay, so now that you know more about this awesome opportunity, let's hear from 2 students that participated in the 2023 Rise Summerbridge program. Emily and Chloe Ann, thanks for being here this evening. Can you share more about your experience with the Rise program?
Yes, I can. So I first learned about the Rise Summer program when my mom brought it up to me, and she was explaining how much of a great opportunity it was and how I should take advantage of it. I still wasn't sure about it because I wanted to enjoy my summer, or like spend my summer relaxing and enjoy the calm before the storm, which was college. But I am glad that I took the opportunity, because during those few months in the program, I got to meet some of the most amazing people, some of which I'm still close with today. I also got to learn about some of the programs that PGCC had to offer, such as Women of Wisdom, WOW, and TRIO, which I am a part of. I got to learn more about the Promise Scholarship and how much it would benefit me, and it has, and I'm forever grateful for it. Something else that I'm grateful for was the opportunity to complete 2 courses, sociology, 1010, and pass 1000 for free. So I'm glad I got to do those with some guidance from the Promise Scholarship team. We also got to participate in a lot of fun activities and field trips. And I believe it was the last day of the summer program, where we got treated to dinner and a play, which was so much fun. Not to mention that the lunch that was provided each day of the program was bomb. So I personally would say we got spoiled, which I love. So that was a little bit of my experience.
Awesome. Thank you, Chloe Ann. Okay, Emily.
Hi. I was in the Rise program last summer from July 5th to August 8th, which was a bit over a month. The classes were held at Largo campus Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9:30 to 2 p.m. It wasn't that big of a leap from the high school setup. We were divided into 2 classes with our own professor. The classes we took were sociology and first year experience. It was a bit harder than the normal high school level. The coursework included essays and quizzes and articles, but that was the most helpful part. That is what prepared me for the full college experience. I met many people during the program. In fact, I still talk to every single one of them, and I enjoyed my time during the Rise program. It felt like a summer camp, and it prepared me for my full semester.
Thank you. Thank you, Emily. So, students, this could be you, summer 2024. So make sure that you apply for the Prince George's County Promise Scholarship on the college application, and we will send you some more information about how to apply for the Rise Summer Program for the 2024 cohort. All right, I think Elio's joining us. There we go.
All right. Thank you to Gabrielle, Emily, and Chloe Ann for sharing their experiences. Again, we do appreciate your time and being here. I know it's really late. But at this time, we'll take additional questions about the PG Promise Scholarship, as well as the Rise Summer Program. You can ask questions to our students or alumni, or get their perspectives of actually being a PGCC student. But before we go ahead and start asking those questions, if you have them, we want to give a shout out to Ms. Jennifer Avalar. She's one of the coast advisors at High Point High School. For those who are at a high school where there might be a coast advisor, please reach out to them if you have an interest in coming to PGCC. They can help you getting admitted to our school, as well as helping you understand about the resources at our school, especially the Promise Scholarship as well. So please, if you are at a school where there is a coast advisor, please reach out to them when you have a chance, next time you see it, or next time you're in school.
Yes, our coast advisors are awesome, and they're there to assist you. So don't hesitate to reach out to them. And yes, Jennifer, thank you for being there in the chat. We appreciate you. All right, so Ashley has a question. When it asks for college enrollment information on the application, do I put PGCC since I was a dual enrollment student? I'm going to say no. I don't think you do, Ashley. When you select your student type, it asks you about that, and it says not including dual enrollment. So you do not put that on there.
Right. Yes, so I will take this one. Troy, yes. If you switch majors, yes, the scholarship will still cover you, but it's a conversation when you come to PGCC to have it with your advising team, whoever it may be, whatever program you're on, because there are some stipulations when you switch majors at a certain point in your college career here at PGCC. So yes, but it still will cover you.
All right, so I'm done applying to PGCC, and where do I find the associate degree scholarship? So depending on when you apply for the community college, the associate degree application was directly there. You might not have even seen it. It flows in the application, so you might not have even seen it on the application. But if you feel like it was not there, then just send us an email to scholarships@PGCC.edu. Make sure you include your name and your PGCC student ID number, and we'll get back to you about that, okay?
All right, I'll take that from, looks like V1. So I already completed my FAFSA. How would you guys be able to see the financial information? So that's actually a question that most likely will be answered in due time. And the reason why I say that is because it's a process. Once you send your form to FAFSA, there's a time before they process it, and it actually comes to our financial aid here at PGCC. Once they process it, they will be either contacting you at a certain point. I know Ms. Kim earlier in the requirements for the scholarship, there's a piece that talks about submitting financial documents if you need to. That's something that we always tell students to make sure that they submit all financial documents that is outstanding with the financial aid office. Once they receive everything, they will let you know through our My Outlink portal, which is a portal for our students, about your financial aid package. We then see that as well on the back end, and then that's how we work with you in terms of the Promise Scholarship.
I do want to mention about FAFSA. We know that FAFSA made some changes and delayed openings. Their application didn't open until late January. So while I did say there was a March 1st priority deadline, we will continue to work with you as you work through those FAFSA challenges as you complete the application. We just don't want you to delay in completing it. Go ahead and get started. If you're having issues, reach out for assistance, okay? DT Minutes, do we have to submit both unofficial and official transcripts? If so, how can I submit an unofficial transcript? So yes, we do require, well, we at least require a final official high school transcript, but to get a conditional admittance into the scholarship, you can submit an unofficial transcript. So you can submit that to our records and registrations office or email it to registrar@pgcc.edu. So yes, go ahead and submit that unofficial transcript.
All right, Solar Hunter, is it okay if I don't have any other scholarships? Yes, so with the Promise Scholarship, if you don't have any other scholarships or awarded any other scholarships, it will still work with you, again, depending on what you've been awarded through financial aid office. So if you have scholarships, great. They will be applied first, as we mentioned, but if you don't, it's still okay. If you are in need of your tuition being covered and you fall under that category that will be covered, then yes, the Promise Scholarship will cover your tuition and fees.
Don't forget to ask questions to our students and alumni that are here and available to answer about their experiences. We'll put some questions for them in the chat as well. All right, Maggie says, does the scholarship apply for freshmen at PGCC? So yes, this scholarship is for first year students that are recent high school graduates from Prince George's County. So it applies for students that are going into their first year at the college.
So Moving Galaxy asks, what is FIFSA? So I'm assuming that says, what is FAFSA? Yeah, so FAFSA is the free application for student aid, I believe. Federal student aid. There it is. Sorry, it's a tongue twister. But yes, that is the federal form that you'll need to fill out if you're interested in receiving any type of financial aid from PGCC. Now, if you do not qualify for the FAFSA, there is the MISFA as well that we mentioned earlier as well.
Yes. Okay, so if I'm taking general studies for PGCC, is it possible for me to take other classes like medical assisting to get my certification as well? So as long as your medical assisting classes flow into your general studies, then it can be possible. But they need to flow into the requirements for your general studies curriculum as well. You can't have two separate programs going on and we pay for both programs. You need to have one track that we're focusing on, so general studies and the medical assistant can flow together, then that might be possible.
So does this have to be, so Gabby asked, does this have to be during the summer of your junior or senior year? I'm assuming you're asking about the Rise program, correct? If it is, technically you've already graduated from high school at this point. So being that transitional summer, as we call it, from your last year of high school to your first year at PGCC. So that's when the Summerbridge program will actually kick in, and that's where you'll be part of it. So that way it makes that transition from summer to fall, and then you'll be a PGCC student.
Good question, Gabby. Okay. Sonia mentioned, where can I complete my Promise Scholarship application? Okay, Sonia, so it depends on which application you're trying to complete. If you're going to pursue a continuing education program in our certificate in licensure. So that's like your CDL or getting your CNA, phlebotomy, childcare, things like that. If you're looking to do that for continuing education, then there's a separate Promise application that you complete that's found on that QR code that we showed, or you can go directly to our Promise Scholarship website on PGCC.edu/go/Promise Scholarship to get access to that application. So if you're continuing education, you complete a separate application. If you're an associate degree seeker, then you complete the application as you're applying for the college. So when you complete that college application, there's a section for the Promise Scholarship, and you fill it out there.
All right, Isabel Baja mentions, when I go to the website, the description really shows the application link for the certificate in licensure. Is the application for associate part of a normal PGCC application? Yes. So as we mentioned before, if once you apply for PGCC, there is going to be a question that pops up that says, are you interested in the Promise Scholarship? That's the checkbox. You click yes in order to be part of our group of emails that we're reaching out so you can actually apply and finish off the process for the Promise application.
I'm fire. What do they mean when they say to enroll in classes when you already got accepted to a class? I'm not quite sure if I understand that question. If you could provide a little bit more detail in the chat, or send us an email with a little bit more detail to scholarships@pgcc.edu. We'll be happy to get an answer. But I'm not sure what you mean. So Sonia, where can I complete my Promise Scholarship application? We've addressed that. If you're going with the associate degree seeker, it's right there on the college application. If you already submitted that college application for associate degree seeker and feel like you didn't see the Promise section, send us an email. Just send us an email to scholarships@pgcc.edu. Make sure you include your name and your student ID number, and we'll get back with you.
Okay, I'll take that. You mentioned working with the transfer specialist from partner schools. What schools do you work with? That's a very good question. The best way to answer that is actually visiting our website at pgcc.edu and searching advising. Advising actually has a little section on transfer advising. There you would actually find all the partner schools that we work with, who we have articulation agreements with, and what do they actually mean? What is an articulation agreement? And also the top 5 feeder schools from our school to those transfer schools as well. So it's the best way to actually learn a little bit more about who we work with and who we actually have agreements with as well.
Okay, Troy asked, can you complete multiple applications using the Promise Scholarship? So Troy, you should just complete one application for that fall 2024 semester, choosing one major. There's no need to complete multiple applications. So you decide if you're going to be a certificate licensure seeker or you're going to be an associate degree seeker, and just submit one application.
Is this video presentation recorded? I believe it's going to be living on YouTube. So it's the best way to actually check back whenever you want to see your question on the screen.
Okay, see Rich Blake. If you get accepted for Rise Summerbridge, but later in the summer after you start, you get accepted to a 4-year college, are those credits transferable to that 4-year college? So yes, they should be transferable, but I do want to say the Rise Summerbridge program is for students that are committed to attending Prince George's Community College in the fall and beyond. So it's not just, let me take these 4 credits during the summer and then transfer to another school. It's for students that are interested in committing to Prince George's Community College and continue on. So it doesn't make sense to come to Rise, build those great bonds with students, make all these great friendships, and then go somewhere else, right? It's for students that are looking to commit to Prince George's Community College. So if you know you're not committed to Prince George's Community College, the Rise Summerbridge program is not for you. Prince George's County Promise Scholarship is probably not the right fit for you. We're looking for students at Prince George's Community College.
All right, so we have Raul, who mentioned, I'm a student at High Point High School and I'm trying to apply for car mechanic. What do I need to start my FAFSA and apply to PGCC? This is actually one that's actually been answered in the comments. Ms. Avalar actually reached out to Raul. Raul, when you get an opportunity, please see Ms. Avalar tomorrow at High Point so that she can help you with that process and get you started.
Okay, Angel, does the Promise Scholarship start this summer 2024 or this fall 2024? And also, what if you start PGCC with more than 30 credits? Do you qualify for the Promise Scholarship? All excellent questions. So for the Prince George's County Promise Scholarship, it starts for fall 2024. If you select summer when you're applying for the college, you will not see the Promise application on your college application because Prince George's County Promise Scholarship starts in the fall. Okay, so Promise Scholarship is for fall 2024. And then if you have more than 30 credits and you're coming out of high school, first off, kudos to you for rocking it out in dual enrollment. That is beautiful. And maybe AP courses and things like that, who knows? But kudos to you for rocking it out. That is amazing. And yes, you still qualify for the Prince George's County Promise Scholarship. We typically have at least one student every year that has about 30 credits or more coming in as a freshman. So yes, you definitely still qualify. Question for the students. Do you guys remember how you found out you were selected? I guess you can say for Chloe Ann and Emily, how you're selected for Promise and for Rise, and then for Gabby, how you're selected for Promise.
Yeah, I think for me, I honestly just got a email. I don't think I went through an interview process. I think they just sent me an email like, hey, these are the requirements. And then from there, there's just a mutual agreement because, of course, with the scholarship, you do have to do certain things under the scholarship, like community service and other things like that. So, yeah, I really just remember just getting the email of the requirements if I wanted to be a Promise Scholar.
Okay, Emily, what about you?
It was about the same thing for me. I got an email for the Rise program, and then I was told about the scholarship during the program. But in the email, they told you all the information about it, what classes you would take and what day.
Yep, thank you. And Chloe, do you remember any other events or things after you were accepted into the program? Like a large launch session that you had to complete or attend? Emily or Chloe Ann? I put you on the spot, I'm sorry.
The launch session?
Yeah. In September, early September for launch.
My memory is a little foggy because it's been a while and I have a bad memory, but Emily, do you remember?
I think I remember the launch session. We were at the Duke Student Center.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that was it. And we were there for a couple of hours, and they were just explaining the Promise Scholarship and the requirements you would have to do.
Definitely. So once you're accepted, thank you, Chloe and Gabby and Emily. So once you're accepted into the scholarship, yes, we communicate to you through email. So the email that you use on your application, you want to be checking that email on a continuous basis. Make sure it's correct as well. There's a lot of times that the emails are not correct. So make sure you're inputting the correct information and checking your emails, because that's how we will communicate your scholarship status to you. But we also do bring all the scholarship students together to talk about the scholarship once we are admitted into the scholarship program.
All right, so we have another question for you all. It says, what time did your class start each day? I live in Temple Hills, Maryland, and traffic is bad before 9 a.m. and after 3 p.m. Anybody can take this one.
For me, I'm not a morning person. I'm just going to put that out there. So it really just depends on your schedule, right? That's the great thing about college. There is no, I have to come at 7:45 a.m. and leave at 2 p.m., right? You can make your classes up. I will say, if you know you're not a morning person, or if you know you live farther, then 9 a.m. probably wouldn't be the best idea. I remember I had a 9:30 and I got there at 11:40 almost every day because it was just hard getting there, you know. So I say all that to say, be honest with yourself. If you know you're not going to get up early, don't do the 9:30. Just don't do it.
All right, what about Chloe or Emily? What are your experiences with classes before 9 or classes after 3 or in between?
So my experiences with classes before 9, last semester I had an 8 a.m. class and I was struggling because I don't like waking up. So that was a bit hard for me. But this semester I have all online classes because it fits for my schedule and it works best for me. So yeah.
For me, most of my classes are after 11 a.m. And I think my latest class is 6 to 9 p.m. virtually, Tuesdays and Thursdays. So if you're doing remote, I guess the time doesn't really matter. But if you're talking about what the times were for the Owl Rise program, it was 9:30 a.m. to 2 p.m.
All right. Well, thank you. That was a lot of great information. Let's recap. So today you learned about the Prince George's County Promise Scholarship and the Rise Summerbridge program. You also heard from 2 current students and 1 amazing alumna. So we encourage you to submit your application, submit your financial aid, your Maryland State financial aid application. We also encourage you to email us or call us if you have any questions. Also, go ahead and scan that QR code right there, and that will bring you to the Continuing Education Certificate and Licensure application, the FAFSA website, the MISPA website, and you'll be able to access a recording of this momentarily.
All right, so we want to thank you again for our amazing alumni and current students participating today on our chat. And a huge shout out to PGCC for producing this event. Without them, this would not be possible. Thank you.
Yes. And most of all, thank you to our guests. Thank you guys for tuning in and joining us this evening. We look forward to receiving your applications and seeing you in the fall and for the Rise Summerbridge program. Take care and be safe. Bye.